Welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. We are doing great, so hit subscribe, watch, comment. Again, I say it every episode. I want your comments and share with your friends because, again, the insanity, it doesn't stop every second of the day. It's more and more and more. I mean, just on Tuesday alone, Hannity's interview with Trump and Musk, you know, the famous interview, was released. But Fox News has continued to release even more over the week. And the theme of the release is that Musk may actually be outshining and sidelining President Trump. Now, Musk was speaking about America going bankrupt. And Trump, well, afterwards he opens his mouth and he tries to speak about Europe. You really can't make this up. In my entire decade worth of being by Trump's side in the office, plus the years before and after that I was with him, I have never in my life seen somebody outshine or sideline Trump. And that was just while he was president and CEO of the Trump Organization. How do you outshine and sideline the president of the United States? I don't get it. And neither will you. So play the clip.
We either solve the deficit or all we'll be doing is paying debt.
Nobody's
so it's got to be solved, or there's no medical care, there's no social security, there's no nothing. It's got to be solved. It's not optional. America will go bankrupt if this is not done. That's why I'm here.
The president.
Europe takes advantage of this.
And I'd like to also just send a message.
You see, I mean, it's amazing. Elon is outspeaking, talking over Trump. Again, in my decade plus time with Trump, I have never seen anything like this. In fact, had you done this when he was CEO at the Trump Org, they wouldn't even throw you out of the building. They throw you out the window. I want to show you another clip of Trump trying to speak. It was throughout the entire interview. Play the clip.
The ship of America must be strong. The ship of America cannot sink. If it sinks, we all sink with it.
This is what drives you.
Yes.
This is important. It says text.
Hannity isn't even waiting. You see Trump leaning in. You see him open his mouth. As president of the United States, shouldn't he be first? But Hannity wasn't finished talking to Musk. It's amazing to disrespect somebody like Hannity, who is a complete sycophant, a complete ass kiss. And I know Hannity. In fact, I was there when Trump and Hannity had a major blowout. Hannity wasn't even allowed to speak to Trump. Of course, he calls me to fix the problem, which I did. And here he's disrespecting the president of the United States. The interview is supposed to be for the president. Nobody cares what Elon Musk has to say. I don't give a shit how much he's worth. Now, Hannity goes on and he continues to ask Musk more questions. He asks him if he thinks that he will stay for the next 4 years. Again, you have the president of the United States in front of you. Play the clip.
Do you anticipate you'll be here 4 years? My last question.
I'll be as helpful as long as I can be helpful.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, I was thinking about that just now, and I wonder how long he's going to be doing it. You can't get somebody like this. He cares, and he's brilliant, and he's got energy. You need energy also, in addition to those other things. You know, I have a lot of guys that are very smart, but they have no energy. They want to sleep all day long.
You know, there's an old expression, nobody ever got rich sleeping or sitting on their ass. All right. So I'm not sure what Trump's talking about there, but at least Sean was decent enough to let Trump get a full sentence in. Now, Musk also said that he can't get away with anything. And of course, they're talking about the issues and the conflicts of interest that arise as someone who is one of the largest benefactors from the United States government contracts. Play the clip.
You need a lot of energy. He's got a lot of energy. He's doing a great job. If there's any conflict, he will stop it. But if he didn't, I'd stop it. I'd see if there's a conflict. I mean, we're talking about big stuff. But he's under a pretty big microscope. I mean, everybody's watching him. If there's a conflict, you're going to be reading about it within about 2 minutes after the conflict.
Exactly. So, there's the possibility of me getting away with something is 0%, 0.0. I've scrutinized to a ridiculous degree. And the other thing is that what's better than saying trust me is just full transparency. So what we're doing with the Doge, just go to doge.gov. You can see every single action that's been taken. And I want to be clear, we are going to make some mistakes. We're not going to be perfect. Nobody bats 1,000, but we're going to fix the mistakes very quickly. That's what matters. Not that you don't make mistakes, but that you fix the mistakes very fast.
Unbelievable. So you need to rely upon the person who's going to be doing the theft. This is what Elon is saying. Trust us because we are putting stuff out onto doge.com. Who's the one that's putting the stuff up? Oh, yeah, the same people that are involved. It's not a third party. It's not an independent party. It's the people who are telling you to believe them. Something seems wrong there, right? Now, they also speak about how fast that they are going to balance the budget. It's amazing because that's not what's happening. But play the clip.
You got it done, and
now we're going to give some back.
How quickly do you balance the budget, and when do we start paying down that
Well,
debt?
potentially very quickly. Between what he's doing and with income coming in from tariffs and other things, I mean, I hope we can. I don't want to give a date because then these people are going to say, oh, well, he didn't make the date. But I think we can do it very quickly. We would have never done it if this didn't happen. Never. It would have never been. It would only get worse and worse, and ultimately it would have exploded.
Let me be very clear. If Trump is capable of balancing the budget, and I mean this, if he is capable of balancing the budget and with the tariffs being successful in reducing a $37 trillion deficit, yeah, I would actually turn around and say, fuck it. Keep him in as long as he's still breathing, as long as he's able to keep acting as irrationally and chaotic as he is. If that's going to bring a benefit to the American people, this generation, my generation, we have robbed the next generation and the generation after them of their future. These kids today, they can't afford to live on their own. They can't afford houses. They can't afford anything because we are burdened with a $37 trillion deficit. But I assure you as I stand here listening to 27 of 29 top economists in America, that the tariffs are going to work in reverse. You know what else doesn't benefit America? The massive layoffs and cuts and so on that they are now instituting, including paying people for like 6 to 9 months in order to buy them out of their government contracts. I just don't know how any of this plays into that statement. But who knows? We'll see. Now, Musk then goes ahead and he brings up this metaphor about a pillar falling. Play the clip.
No, and if basically, like my concern is like if America is the central pillar holding up Western civilization, that pillar must be strong. If that pillar falls, the whole roof comes crashing down.
Including his
There's
ships.
No place to hide.
Including his ships.
There's no place to run.
Nothing. There's nothing left.
Why?
Yeah. Okay. By the way, I'm not going to disagree with that. America is the beacon of democracy for the world. We are the strength. If America is great, the world will do great. If America fails, the world will fail. How many times have you heard me say that quote? I've never used the pillar analogy or metaphor, but you've heard me say it over and over again. A strong America is a strong world. A weak America is a weak world. So why would you ever berate, denigrate another democracy like Ukraine? All for what? The benefit of an autocracy? I don't know. Trump then turns around and says that the whole DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion issue was a trap. He can't let this go. Play the clip.
This country was headed down a very bad track, and the whole DEI thing, that was a trap. That was a sick trap. And you know, we've destroyed that. That's gone. That's pretty much gone.
I agree. We're not funding it.
Do you see how Elon Musk is absolutely sidelining Trump? Every time Trump makes a point and Elon Musk gets a point, he can't help himself. Why? Because you're talking about two alpha males in a cage. As soon as Trump says something and it jumps into Elon's head, he's already turning around and speaking over the president of the United States. And I don't care if you despise Donald Trump. He's still the president of the United States. There is deference that is given to the president over anyone. And I don't give a shit what your bank book says. Now, finally, I want to show you a clip. I want to show you this clip of Musk ironically talking about the fraudsters. Remember who he's sitting next to. Play the clip.
Then why the
Actually,
rage?
I think it was not helping
Why
American
this
people
rage?
and hurting people overseas, to be
Why
clear.
this rage against you now? First they hated him, now they hate both of you.
Well, I think we're seeing an antibody reaction from those who are receiving the wasteful and fraudulent money.
They're being exposed.
Yes.
Nobody wants to be exposed with your
I'll tell you a lesson I learned at PayPal. You know who complained the loudest, and the quickest and the loudest and with the most amount of righteous indignation? The fraudsters. That's who complained first, loudest, and they would generally have this immense overreaction. That's how we knew they were the fraudsters. Mm-hmm. That's how.
Sure. Look, let me be very, very clear about something. This interview was fraught with misinformation, disinformation, malinformation. It was an interview that didn't belong on television. It didn't belong on a so-called news channel. It belongs on some ultra right-wing podcast. Some loony that's sitting in his mom's basement creating conspiracy theories and spouting nonsense. Pure and total nonsense. Question becomes, are we going to keep buying this nonsense? Or are we going to actually fight back against it and keep promoting truth, raw and unfiltered, as I do here? And that's what I intend to do. And I thank you for staying with me. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.